welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, India's largest platform for entrepreneurs. If it matters to you, we ensure that we cover it here in great length and depth. I'm Sananda Jayaseelan. On the show tonight, bringing you a slice of a panel discussion that we did as part of a series of interviews that we do across the country that we call the Leaders of Tomorrow Townhall, ensuring that the voice of every Indian in every city is represented here on the show. Tonight, highlights of a panel discussion that we did in Pune talking about addressing the needs of every enterprising Indian. My colleague Pooja Jain did that conversation, listening to some of the experts who joined us that evening.
To kick off the conversation, and Chandrakant sir, I'd love to start with you. I'm perhaps stating the obvious here, but Pune is home to over 200,000 students in higher education institutes. I think over half of the country's international students study in the city of Pune. So it's clearly a world-class educator, but is it equally so a world-class employer? Your views?
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me.
Absolutely, sir.
And good evening to all. Rather, I can say the Pune is a producer of the future entrepreneurs. We should give a clap for the Pune because putting efforts, all the education is including SIBM. Friends, currently we know that in the pandemic, every person is facing a lot of problem. But creating entrepreneur is a never-ending story. So my suggestion and my expectation of the Pune to bring out new ideas, new concept, create stalwart businessmen through the various activities where India can be a number one in manufacturing industry. How the Prime Minister of India is looking the dream to achieve the $4 billion US export by this year end and 2030 more than $2 trillion exports, and mostly the $5 trillion economy in the coming days. So this is the right time now to support entrepreneurs, support new entrepreneurs and startup to bring on the track to adopt advanced technology, new concepts, new ideas to make India as a number one in the world.
Absolutely. And building on some of Chandrakant's comments, I come to you now, Dr. Raman. And I think, you're the most appropriate person to answer this question on this panel, because while we as a country are churning out graduates year on year, I think the leading criticism is that Indian graduates are simply not employable. I would love your take if you could respond to that, sir.
So when it comes to employability of graduates, it's been almost 20 years that I've been hearing that, the graduates who graduate out of B schools or engineering institutions are not employable. And the industry keeps telling that, why don't you give us employable graduates? On the other end, you have the engineering schools and the B schools, which have a set of curriculum, and then they follow that curriculum telling this is what it is. And there are some who go beyond the curriculum. So now, answering the first question first, if you look at Pune, one state university, 15 plus private and deemed universities, 30 plus incubators and accelerators in the city. The city is known for IT, known for automotive segment. And the city is also known for startups. If you look at the Global Startup Report, from 2015 to 2020, this city has got about 1.5 billion funding for startups. And it is one among the top 100 cities when you talk about the best cities for startup in India. So that being the case, Pune also is giving the talent which the corporate needs. There are two aspects to the story. When you talk about the industry-ready talent. So when you talk about industry-ready talent, yes, that is needed. But what the industry needs is also that talent which can lead the industry. Now let us take the example of this COVID pandemic. In none of the B schools, none of the engineering schools, you had a syllabus which was talking about how to face a pandemic which came 100 years back. But almost everyone learned it on the ground. Some of them aced it, some of them struggled with it, Some of them had to close shops because of it. You got all the three in the spectrum. So when you talk about a curriculum, the curriculum should talk about all aspects of business, not just going and telling that I'll give you industry-ready professionals. If you're creating industry-ready professionals alone, it's like creating coolies for the corporate world. We should ask ourselves, are engineering schools and B schools only for creating coolies for the corporate world? Or are these B schools necessarily should create talent which can possibly lead the next thing in the world that is coming up? Like, the next big thing, we are talking about mobility, for example. Shouldn't we create graduates who will bring the next wow product in mobility solutions? So that is the focus. For that to happen, we should also bring in people who are industry ready, point one, yes. Two, how can they bring up solutions to problems which are there today and possibly will come up tomorrow? So that is what many B schools and engineering schools are doing. And that is one reason today you have got a beeline queue of corporates coming to the best of the engineering schools and B schools and recruiting them. Now, if you take the pandemic, you got the private as well as the government institutions which are known in this country. None of them had a problem when it comes to placing their talent.
Sure.
So if you talk about the kind of talent that these schools are producing, yeah, they are fantastic. But unfortunately, this has become business in this country. Why? You don't need any kind of huge investment but for the regulatory aspect of an AACT or UGC, and then start off a school, and then scout for people who will join the school. So this has created what all we are talking right now, that the unemployable graduates. But if you look at the top league schools of engineering or even management, you get fabulous talent in India. And that's one reason you have the MNCs across the world doing a beeline queue to this particular engineering schools and B schools to recruit the talent at whatever price that they have to pay. And that's one thing which our country should be proud about. And not only the government institution, there are fabulous private institutions in this country which also give such talent. So one end, when we talk about we don't get talent who are industry ready, who can hit the ground running from day one, yes, because of this rampant growth of institutions that are there without focusing on quality. But if you look at quality institutions, they definitely produce talent who can hit the ground running from day one, who can create fabulous startups, who can be kind of the role models for other institutions to follow. That was a long answer to a short question.
No, we got it, Dr. Raman. And I'd love to build on some of your points as I come to Abhishek here. Now, Abhishek, I was surprised to learn that Pune's literacy rate is 87%. That is significantly higher than the national average of 74%. Even Pune's urban poor are surprisingly literate. So the story that would tell is that there's something this city is doing right in terms of carving out and cultivating a homegrown creme de la creme talent. Do you find that to be true within the four walls of your organization and your hiring strategies?
So Pooja, very well summarized by Mr. Raman as well here. Talent is not a problem, right? And Pune's environment is such that it is very, very warm. It doesn't gets you in the rush like Bombay. The weather calms you, everything, and people are so nice. And when you have an education done in Pune, and you have stayed here in Pune for almost 4, 5, 6 years, you would not want to go away. And to answer your question, talent retention is not a major problem in Pune, right? So as a startup founder, I've started, it's been almost 7 years since I've been into this journey. And I've found, we are fortunate enough to find good enough people who have stayed with us so far. At the same time, who were not behind money. And post-pandemic, if you see, we have tried hiring because everything has gone national and global. You can hire people from everywhere, right? We have tried recruiting from people from Bangalore, from other parts of the country. People do demand a lot of money. They never join, right? So I would say people not only from Pune, but in general from Maharashtra, they're quite sincere in their work, and you can trust them.
So that's been your experience. And Chandrakant, coming to you now, what's often overlooked amidst all of the tech mania in Pune is that this city is a major industrial metropolis. You know, it's home to Serum Institute of India, it's home to Bharat Forge, Bajaj Auto, the Kirloskar Group, and so many others. So, what I'd love to better understand from you is that there certainly seems to be a very diversified economy in play here. And is that something the small and medium businesses, the startups, the SMEs of the universe are fully capitalizing on and cashing in on?
Of course, because Pune is a manufacturing hub. And as Dr. Raman said about, creating the futures, not coolies, but, the people, those are contributing for the growth of the companies. And mostly because of this Pune manufacturing hub, I think more than 500 companies in 6 months are coming with the new ideas. Because as a Startup Council of India's founder and president, I am also meeting a lot of entrepreneurs from Pune. They have some idea, they have some technology, they have product, and they are looking market, they are looking support. So Pune market is definitely giving a lot of inputs for the new industry, new businesses, and especially SME sector. Another point here is advantage. You have all kinds of industry here. You have to just tap the business with the potential customers, potential manufacturers, and of course, supply chain is one of the best thing here. If you look at the other sectors and other cities in India, the comparison to other cities, Pune is coming up very well. Even though I am also talking with the Bombay, Mumbai people, those are in the industry business, all businesses gone out because of this, the rate of the land or property. But Pune division, Pune region is becoming very, very up. And now Pune is meeting to Satara, Pune is meeting to the Ahmednagar, Pune is going nearby to Nasik. So this industrial belt is giving lot, and mostly the entrepreneurs from the SME sector, they can take advantage and they can explore new business opportunities. You look at the foreign companies, because whenever the foreign company comes, they knock the door of our organization, because we have World SME Trade Center in Mumbai. So automatically we know if you have to set up business in Pune, you can find a land here, you can find the manpower here, and of course skilled manpower is the most important, and financial support is also getting from these local businesses.
I'm going to take a quick break. Back in just a moment. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow. Tonight on the show, bringing you highlights for panel discussion that we did in Pune as part of our Leaders of Tomorrow Town Hall Growth Series.
Dr. Raman, Pune is attracting international attention. In fact, I believe that Pune is the largest hub of German companies outside of Germany, in that over 225 German companies have a presence in this city. So what is the opportunity that they are eyeing? What are the factors that are in play here?
So if you look at the companies outside India which have set up shops here, or even the big MNCs which are operating here, be it in the IT or the automotive segment, one thing they need is, of course, you need good talent, which is available here. There is no problem. Second, the culture of intrapreneurship is also happening in these companies. They don't want someone who's just working 9 to 5 on a job that is assigned to them. Can they go and create something which can be of value to the company and to themselves? So the concept of intrapreneurship, there are several organizations and companies in India which promote this, and many of them who are operating here from Pune are also encouraging things like this. So for that, the education system should ensure that some way is given to every student who's doing their program, be it engineering or management. And that's actually happening in the curriculum today. Unfortunately, the British left, but the mindset didn't leave. People wanted a secure job. And if it is a government job, that's still good. This is for those who were born in 70s. But the millennials are hitting the workforce. For them, the requirement is different. They are looking at challenges which can give them the high with respect to creating solutions to a problem which otherwise is not being solved by the other companies which are there here. So this kind of talent is what the organizations are looking out for, and the organizations are finding such people here in this city.
Well, Abhishek, I want to come to you now because all the talent in the world aside, that talent still requires nurturing. So when you started your entrepreneurial journey 7 years ago, what were the resources available at your disposal? Whose doors did you knock on? What are the industry bodies, for the benefit of our viewers, that you felt best represented your voice?
So I started in around 2015, wherein that point in time I was working in a corporate. I worked there for 3-4 years, and I come from a mindset of I'm a third generation entrepreneur myself. I did not wanted to do my family business back there in my native place. So I was running away from my family. They were calling me up, come join our business. And during that course in time, I joined a corporate. I worked there for 3 years. I did not like it, though there was an entrepreneurial spirit myself. But I was in a lone city, to be very honest, right? I, along with one of my other colleagues, we said that, okay, let's leave our jobs. Let's straight away jump into it and see what it looks like going outside. When we were starting up, the startup ecosystem in Pune was very, very naive. We did not had a lot of support available. There were few, what we used to do is we used to identify on internet or with our colleagues that if there are any events that are happening offline, we used to go and attend them, right? And in course of that duration, we get to interact with a lot of like-minded people. Otherwise, it was very hard to meet people outside corporates. They have a very different mindset. So we started volunteering with them. We started hosting such events. There's one organization which still I'm a part of named Head Start, right? They are into the ecosystem since 2007. And it's all run non-for-profit by the volunteers themselves. So from that point in time, we got those supports, and gradually we made a lot of mistakes. But the good part was we tried to build a network around like-minded people, entrepreneurs who have done their bit, who have succeeded, who have made those mistakes which we would anyway make. So since in the last 7 years, the ecosystem has matured a lot. Organizations like TIE, there is NASCOM, there is local bodies like organizations, Head Start is there, ECHI. So there is a lot of help available. But the only thing which is right now missing is the funding part. In 2014 as well, we always used to hear if you want to raise money, you might need to go to Bombay, Bangalore, or these kind of cities. And still is the case wherein if you have to raise a private equity round for your startup, you need to move out of the city. Most of the limelight is unfortunately being taken away by Bombay, right? Wherein it's a financial hub for India. But if we have such kind of support available within Pune, people started, VC funds started setting up their shops here in Pune as well, because there is no dearth of talent and great startups in Pune. We have seen unicorns like Dhruva is there. There is First Cry being from Pune, right? There are a lot of examples of global companies as well from Pune. And there is no dearth of talent and good startups. So I would say overall, right now, we are in the right direction as a city. It might take 2-3 years to get to that point, but we are in the right direction.
Well, Chandrakant, coming to you there on mistakes. In your career and what you've witnessed, what are some of the most commonly made mistakes when it comes to first-time entrepreneurs?
Mistake is a lesson for them, but sometimes they made a mistakes, they can't run the business. But now, every entrepreneur should adapt, new technology, advanced technology. And they start, changing their businesses, changing their business activity. Earlier, when you said, Dr. Raman, that, 70s, those have started business, 80s, those have started business. This family business started. But now, new generation, they don't want to stick to one business. They want to change the business activity. They want to try for another business. So how, he said, in company, there is a one startup. Each company, there is a one startup. Here, Ms. Supriya Badwe is sitting there. She is heading one Badwe group of industries. They are more than 3,000 crore turnover. And they are providing employment plus more than at least 10,000 suppliers are there. So they are educating the entrepreneurs how to supply, what kind of product they should supply, and how to identify the manufacturers, how to identify the suppliers. That education we give, or rather my SME Chamber of India is working for that. We are providing education, hand-holding, support to the entrepreneurs, those start the business, those are looking for a grow business, those are looking to expand business, and those are looking to go global. Because now every entrepreneur should think about not local, he should global business also.
And Dr. Raman, what about those individuals that are perhaps still debating whether or not to pursue a business venture? Say they are in a very comfortable, cushy service job, enjoying it, doing it well, providing their family and loved ones with that stability and that security. How might you guide someone that's contemplating making that decision and which direction they should move next?
Yeah, beautiful question. It's about when to take the plunge of creating something all by yourself. That's the question. Age is no barrier, because you got global examples of people starting firms after 50 and succeeding, the McDonald's and others, or you have several examples that people give. My advice is, if you are trying to solve a big problem which you think is not solved today, and you got the idea for it, age is no barrier to start. Okay, the big problem that you're trying to solve. But unfortunately, there are many who want to start one more company, which is a kind of a company which is already existing. Oh, there is an Amazon, there is a Flipkart, I start one more. If that's what is the plan in mind, then it's not worth going ahead with it. Let me put it as 3 M's. A beautiful mind which can create a fabulous solution to a problem or a service. Then look out for a great mentor who can mentor so that the idea that is there can take a shape. And the third comes, of course, money. If the first and second is solved, the third one is no problem at all.
That's all we could pack into part 1 of this special series from Pune. If you have any feedback for us, do let us know. Here's also a sneak peek of what's coming up on part 2 of the panel discussion that we did in front of a live audience in Pune. If you want to know where we're headed to next, do go to our website. All the details are there. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
From my own personal experience, Pune has been very, very friendly in terms of operating the businesses. You get right set of talent out here. We have the right set of education systems in place, be it any field. You get all kind of people. Like I run a tech startup, so we need designers, we need software developers, we need testers, we need a lot of sales guys, marketing guys, right? So we need not have to look outside.